But what does that mean for security and risk strategies? In today's episode, we'll assess the state of digital transformation, what types of initiatives are taking precedence, and what it all means for security and risk planning. Welcome to The Download. Let's talk securing the new digital future.
Organizations face an uncertain future, but to thrive in the next normal, many realize it'll take new digital tools and technologies to keep pace with consumer demand and buying habits. Facing this stark reality, businesses are accelerating their digital transformation planning. According to McKinsey, businesses historically have mapped out their digital strategies in 1 to 3 year cycles. However, given the need to change and evolve urgently, many organizations are now decreasing that time to just days and weeks. So, for example, activities like educating oneself about new digital technologies, reallocating digital talent around the organization have all become weekly priorities.
Over the next 12 months, businesses will have to make critical and sensitive decisions about digital transformation and how to adapt their business for today's new normal. Ben Desjardins, Vice President of Product Marketing at RSA, says this reality creates a scenario where leaders have one chance to get it right. In his view, organizations need to have the right assessment of risk in order to ensure their investments enable the business for long-term success. Increasingly, he believes that the value of a CISO will be recognized through the strategies that they employ to lower the risk associated with high-value initiatives.
We know organizations are accelerating their digital transformation planning and investment. But where exactly will that money be spent? Expect increased focus on cloud infrastructure in the coming months and years ahead as organizations ready for their next normal. And in fact, it's already happening. Investment in cloud infrastructure services grew 37% year over year in Q1 2020, despite the economic challenges created by the global health crisis. As Will Lin, partner and co-founder of ForgePoint Capital, will explain next, the CIO is less beholden to legacy technology today than ever before because of the new work-from-home reality.
And I think the positives of this COVID timeframe is it just accelerated digital transformation for everyone. I think that people had technical debt in the past, and they just knew this was a fact of life. I need to manage this technical debt as part of this, as enterprise. But now that everyone's working from home or was working from home, and we're all projecting under our business continuity plans, a possibility that this might happen again. So everyone needs the flexibility of being able to work 100% from home going forward. And so what that's allowed is multiple changes in the ecosystem. It's changed the security ecosystem as a whole, because CISOs now and CIOs now can feel less obligation to legacy, because some of that legacy is just absolutely has zero value to them in this work from home world.
To achieve a successful and secure deployment of new technology requires alignment and teamwork. However, when it comes to innovation, security is often an afterthought. The CIO responsible for IT innovation has its set of priorities. Meanwhile, the CISO responsible for security wants to make sure that everything is done with risk mitigation in mind. Often, there's some tension between these two groups as they struggle to get onto the same page. But has the global health crisis spurred a change in this relationship? Will Lin explains what he's seeing as he talks with organizational leaders today.
What COVID's allowing people to do is say, hey, we have these applications running on mainframe. I know that there's some business logic that's still running on these mainframes computers, but I just don't have access to these mainframe computers anymore. I can't go in the office. Like, what am I going to do in order to support you, dear business owner? And so the business owner is saying, yeah, you're right. Like, I don't want to be caught in this problem again in the future. I'm finally ready to move it from mainframe to public cloud, for instance, a dramatic transformation of that application. And so that is something that I'm seeing, and I think it's creating one of the first times where I've seen such strong alignment between the business units, between the CIOs, and between the CISOs. It's a pretty unique moment in time to be able to see such strong alignment between those three. Typically, you'll see a little bit of healthy tension between the CIO and the CISO, and it's necessary for it to be there. The CIO can't go too far, invest in technology that's not scalable, not sustainable. and the CISO, is there to, prevent that from happening. But also, CISO can also be so detrimental in terms of being the Department of No, which no one wants to see as well. And so there's always a fine balance between the two. But for the first time in a while, we're seeing huge alignment amongst everyone in terms of moving towards the same direction, which is a very nice thing to see.
When you think of digital transformation today, you often expect an outcome that involves new technology or digital services. But according to Deloitte, the future of digital transformation will involve the coordinated integration of technology-related assets and the capabilities to deploy those assets. So, what does that mean for you? To reap the most from your digital transformation investments, you will need to revisit your business model. You'll need to unify the customer experience. You may need to aggregate and monetize underutilized data into your products and services, and, maybe most importantly, implement flexible and secure infrastructure. Today, we explored the future of digital transformation, how organizations might accelerate their journey to a new digital normal, and what it all means for security and risk planning. But what are your thoughts on this topic? Are you concerned that organizations might be accelerating these journeys in time of change too quickly? As always, leave a comment with your opinion.
On the next episode of The Download, we're tackling another headline issue, fraud and cyber attack risk amid the ongoing health crisis. Join us as experts weigh in on the many ways that fraud attacks are growing and how to avoid falling victim. Thanks for joining us today. We'll see you next time on The Download.